But he said there were people that would come in, they would have objectively like a beautiful, symmetrical, perfect face, and no matter the amount of plastic surgery that he gave them would fix their image that they had of themselves. They had a twisted self-image inside their own mind. What is up, gang? We are back with another episode. It is late on a Monday night. I just got out of a hot yoga class and it's about 8:30. And we're hitting this podcast live on the road because that's what the show's all about. We're about staying committed to what we said we were going to do. We're about staying true to our cause, being relentlessly disciplined, and just doing what we said we were going to do time and time again. And that's why I have to show up for you guys and release this episode. I don't care how many people see it. I don't care how many plays it gets. I don't care the kind of traction it gets. It's about sticking to your word, following through, making sure your actions line up with what you said you're going to do. We're going to talk about something that's absolutely crucial to personal development, that's absolutely crucial to anybody who wants to become a higher version of yourself. And this is your self-image. It starts in the mind before it happens in real life. Everything begins in the mind first, okay? So you could be doing all those small little things correct that all the gurus tell you to do. You could be disciplined with waking up early and going to the gym or running and journaling and doing the saunas and the ice plunges and all that stuff. But if you don't have the belief in your mind that you can become that higher version of yourself, it's never going to come true. You're always going to find some inadequacy within yourself. You're always going to find the flaws or the negatives in your current situation as opposed to the positives and the silver lining that you can actually take and alchemize into something better. That is always going to be your Achilles heel. So you have to attack the identity first. You have to come to grips with your current self-image. How do you view yourself right now? Are you in a healthy place with your relationship with yourself? Because you have to love yourself first. You have to love yourself first. And this is kind of cliche at this point. You know, it's like the most typical relationship advice of all time. You know, love yourself before you love somebody else. But it applies to more than just relationships. It applies to your skill set that you develop. It applies to a goal or a career or a vocation that you want to pursue in your life. If you don't have the belief from the outset that you actually can become the person necessary to bring that vision to life, you're really wasting your time. The people that have achieved the most in life are the ones that have had an undying self-belief from day one that they could make their dreams become reality. The people that achieved everything in life, they had a burning vision. They had a desire to become a higher version of themselves so they could improve the world around them. And that's what separated them from everybody else. They had the passion for the work and they had that vision. You can't really write that into a playbook. You can't give a guide to somebody. You can't give Steve Jobs' book to somebody and say, all right, become the next Steve Jobs. But what you can do is you can attack your self-identity. You can attack your personal relationship with yourself. And once you get to that root cause, you can actually create radical shifts in your life. You're just visualizing that you are that person and stepping into that reality. You're not wishing on a star that something's going to happen. You're not lighting some candles and doing some incantations to try and manifest something into reality. You're taking action every single day, but you're taking action with the end goal in mind, with that end vision burning brightly in your mind, okay? And so you have to come to grips with this. And it starts with having radical acceptance of your situation. You're not going to do yourself any favors if you're lying to yourself, if you're telling yourself that I am that person right now, or I'm on my way to becoming that person. You have to truly believe that. You have to in your core. You have to think that I can become the person that's going to make this dream vision become a real thing for me. And so it really starts with very, very small, tiny steps. You have to do what you say you're going to do over and over and over and over again. And I know it's really just basic advice, but this is something that is going to radically transform your journey, okay? If you focus on your relationship with yourself instead of focusing on the relationship with external factors like your boss or like your clients or your family or your friends, if you start focusing internally first and foremost, everything else is going to fall into place. I'm telling you that from experience. I have worked on my self-image and I have developed a healthy relationship with myself through trial and tribulation over many, many, many years. And I'm telling you, everything shifts. Everything starts to shift. The little slights, you know, maybe someone is saying something negative to you. They're dissing you a little bit, right? They're your competition, or they're trying to down you a little bit. You hear it and you're like, oh man, that person just threw a little jab at me. If you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, you know what's going to happen? You're going to lash out. You're going to act irrationally. You're going to say something back to them. You're going to snap back at them and you're going to make a fool of yourself. If you have a positive relationship with yourself, what are you going to do? It's going to slide right off of you. You're going to be like water. You know, the insults and the jabs are just not going to have that same effect on you. You're going to keep it moving. You're going to keep doing exactly what you need to do and what you know is right within yourself to go after your own goals. There's many, many examples of this, but I'm just going to focus on that one example because it really shows how being a more calibrated version of yourself, having a better relationship with yourself, is going to lead to you having better outcomes in work, in business, in relationships, with your finances, in your personal life, in your social life, everything. You're going to be able to deal with rejection better if you believe, you know what, I am who I am. And no matter what that person thinks of me, no matter what perception they might have of me, I know who I am internally, deep down. And I know I'm on the path, and I know that I'm doing the right things to get me to where I need to go. You'll be just unshakable. You know, the rejection is not going to phase you. The people who turn down your cold calls or leave you on red or just don't message you back, that is not going to phase you at all. You're going to keep going consistently over and over and over and over again. And so really what I'm saying, sorry, I'm sweaty, man. I just got out of hot yoga, so I'm sweating a little bit still, and this fires me up. So really, guys, your self-image is the most important thing to focus on, okay? Maxwell Katz, I think his name is, in Psycho-Cybernetics talks about this. He was a plastic surgeon, and he was saying that people would come in to get plastic surgery, and no amount of plastic surgery would make them feel better about themselves. Other people would come in and they might have they had like a crooked nose that they broke many times, and they got the nose fixed and boom, they're happy, and he never sees them again. But he said there were people that would come in, they would have objectively like a beautiful, symmetrical, perfect face, and no matter the amount of plastic surgery that he gave them would fix their image that they had of themselves. They had a twisted self-image inside their own mind of who they were. In that case, you need to dig deep and not look external. When you realize like, okay, I have not done the work on myself, I have not done the inner work to discover what I even think of myself, who I perceive myself to be, then you're going to be lost on your path. You're going to be wandering aimlessly. You're going to be doing the next trendy self-improvement hack or the next wellness idea that people are saying is going to fix your life magically, but it's not. You have to work on your relationship with yourself. You have to attack your identity. You have to go to war with your self-image, and that is going to unlock all the doors that you want in your life.